Introduce yourself, Chief.
Okay, I'm Anthony for the podcast, and I'll be here from...
The guys are saying corruption, everyone is corrupt.
Yeah, are you corrupt?
Are we really that corrupt, man?
Are you corrupt?
Man,
That was
corruption was here when the whites came, and that was like a long time ago.
Oh, they created that corruption.
They are the ones who came with corruption.
Why?
No, they wanted to take everything for themselves. I was watching this other series not so long, The Last of Us.
Here, we youngsters are struggling.
Yeah.
We are struggling to get jobs.
Yeah.
We are struggling with financial freedom.
Yeah.
You understand? We go to school being told that after school you will get a job.
Yes,
Haven't you heard about Orania in Kimberley, the Northern Cape, where white people have their own place?
Welcome to yet another episode of Peace of Mind. I'm here with Baba Lassy. We have our guest, not a guest actually, because he's gonna be a part of this podcast for the longest run. Introduce yourself, Chief.
Okay, I'm Anthony for the podcast, and I'll be here from today on and forward.
Right.
Yeah.
As always, we're back with another episode of
Peace of Mind, Chief.
Peace of Mind.
Yeah.
Peace of Mind. This is the place where we make things happen, and we're gonna keep it short and simple.
Yeah, sweet and short.
We're not keeping it short and simple. As today, the topic is we're looking at the general overview, man. Of the guys are saying corruption. Everyone is corrupt.
Yeah. Are you corrupt?
Are we really that corrupt, man?
Are you corrupt?
Man, everybody in South Africa is corrupt now, eh?
Yeah.
Everybody is corrupt. The government is corrupt.
Yeah.
Everything is corrupt.
The officials are corrupt.
Yeah. We can't even get anything fixed without corruption involved.
But where did this whole thing start? Like, when did we really start becoming more and more greed? Because corruption has to do more with greed, you know.
Yes,
somebody wanting everything for themselves.
I feel like since 1994, when they voted for the first black president.
No,
that was
corruption was here when the whites came, and that was like a long time ago.
Oh, they created that corruption.
They are the ones who came with corruption.
Yeah.
They are the ones who brought corruption to us, we black people.
So we learned from them.
Yeah.
All right.
We actually got corruption from them, and now we are using it against each other. And that's
not against them. They were using it against us, but now we are using it against ourselves.
Yeah, we are using it against ourselves. Yeah, against we black people. We are no longer using.
But guys, before you even go further, if we are going to say corruption started when the white people came in South Africa, and the way they were doing things, to them it wasn't really corruption. It was just making sure that they
take everything
us
and
access to so many things.
Yes.
That's what they were doing.
Yes.
Oh, they wanted to take everything and just buy.
No, they wanted to take everything for themselves. I was watching this other series not so long, The Last of Us. There's a part where this guy, and when he's with this
I played
girl,
a video game with that one.
Yeah, when they're at the back of a horse, then the girl is asking, when did this whole thing start? Like, what went wrong? And then the guy was like,
okay, give us a glimpse of what's happening on Last of Us, because I've played the game and it was more like an Armageddon stuff.
It's more like there's a pandemic. There's a pandemic, there's an outbreak of a pandemic, and then it's a fungus thing, it moves from the trees to people, and then people started getting sick, and they turned into more like zombies kind of thing. If you bite the next person when you're infected, the other person gets infected too, and they're all connected to one thing, like a fungus. It's like the root of a tree, where if somebody somewhere else is attacking a zombie, the whole thing is affected. The whole thing is affected, and they're able to detect that there's someone somewhere else who's attacking another or has killed one of us. Then they put focus on there. So
they all move to that side.
Yes. So the outbreak. It sounds short. The outbreak.
Interesting.
It was forecasted that it was going to happen. That's when it started. And then maybe 10 years later it happened. A lot of people went extinct. People went into lockdown, were imposed. There were some who went to underground bunkers and started hiding. Like it was now survival of the fittest.
Some apocalypse type vibes.
So just to quickly jump forward, the lady was asking the guy what went wrong. She's a young girl who got born during the whole pandemic. So she was asking the guy what went wrong. He was like, it all started when people wanted everything for themselves and they didn't want the other people to have anything. So even with apartheid, it was more like that. They wanted everything to the white people, and we were denied access. So, but with us black people, corruption, it's a whole different story, guys.
No, but you see, why I say we are using corruption against ourselves. You see, the guys who are up there in the departments and the parliaments and everything. We are here. We youngsters are struggling. We are struggling to get jobs. We are struggling with financial freedom. You understand? We go to school being told that after school you will get a job, but there you are with your qualifications. You are sitting there. You know, life is tough. It's because of this corruption. It's because they are the ones who control the employment program,
the system.
And we are blacks like them, but they don't consider us. They do consider black people, but they consider their own people. They don't look at everyone.
Relatives, friends, like a smaller community.
I want to bring in this angle. Let's look at that time of during 1990 and 1994 when the black people came into power. If you really check what happened is we transitioned from, like what you guys are saying, we transitioned from the white people having more power and denying us, the black people, access to the freedom fighters having power and denying the people access to things. That's how the whole thing happened. They wanted now all the riches. It's like we're now paying them back.
Control power or what?
It's more like being greed. It's like I've struggled, saying I'm struggling for the whole community, and now when we reach success, it's only success for me and my family. I forget about the community. So it's one thing that has went wrong, and if you check now, so many things have gone wrong. Man. Check service delivery
quite a lot,
around here.
There's no service delivery. Our roads are not okay. You know, you have to struggle to travel from one point to another. It's not easy.
It's hectic.
It's very hectic.
And while we're still there's this issue of Orania. You guys know of Orania, right?
No, I mean, I've not looked with politics.
Haven't you heard about Orania in Kimberley, the Northern Cape, where white people have their own place?
And their own currency.
I think I've heard of Orania. I know about that.
So why is such things like allowed here?
I think it's because we were screwed when the transition was happening. There were certain things that were still left untouched, and kind of like the people who were negotiating were like scared to scrap them off. It's like, you can have your freedom, but let me keep this.
So we have another country inside.
We have another country insinside of
but it's not mentioned.
It is
known. We only know of Lesotho and Swaziland.
It is known.
You know one thing that
and they are our enemies.
I can't really say they are our enemies because they were allowed by our government.
Because I've once said that they are ready for. I've once said such things.
They have their own military. They have their own police.
They've been training kids and whatnot.
Yes, because you know what happens with the Boers most of the time is that they're always ready for those kind of things. Because what happens is, like, now if you check, those ones who are going to Orania, it's those ones who are saying we can't stand living with
black people. If they can't stand living with black people, why don't they come back to wherever they come from? I mean, they come from somewhere, right? You're Dutch, you're Netherlands, whatnot.
But one thing,
they should just go back home.
If these white people never came to our land, we would still be living that same life that is being demonstrated in movies. That African
life,
traditional
rich life.
But was there anything bad with that kind of life?
No, there was nothing bad.
There was nothing wrong with that life.
I would kill for that kind of life.
People used to live like a nice life. They used to hunt for food.
Yeah.
You didn't have to have money
You'd hunt for
to,
food.
to,
Money
to
didn't
live.
have the value it
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
It didn't have the value it
Those
has.
white people are the ones who taught us that money has value.
Yeah.
You need
They-
money to survive.
Oh, they came
We never
into our
needed money
country.
to survive.
They created a paper and called it money. And gave it value.
And now every day you're working for that paper, man.
For that value, that paper that they created.
So I guess it's just a question to everyone out there who's watching, man. It's just a question: what went wrong? How did we get here?
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
You know, and can things ever go back to where we are nowhere talking about corruption? We're not having people who are corrupt. Can we go back there, man?
For as long as there's still the government, corruption.
You don't see us winning.
Yeah.
You see, back then there was no government.
Yeah, people govern themselves.
Yeah, you know, like I would
people
just
govern
say,
themselves.
this is my
Yeah.
place. I'm gonna build a shelter here for my family.
Then you have
know.
a king and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just leave the viewers with a question for themselves and answers to come up with, man.
Peace of mind.
That's how we roll.
Peace of mind.
That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
Yes.